Hello, my darlings. Mother Raven here with two fabulous stories for you. The first one is by Stella McFly. Please don't say you'll send me away. I'm in the stairwell again, listening, and I can hear them. They're fighting. They always fight. Ever since he got remarried to that bad lady, they fight about a lot of things, but usually about what to do with me. We were happy here in this house before she came. My naive child's mind thought that was enough, but it wasn't. So he got married again. And she's mean. So very mean. She screams at me and throws things at me all the time, even though I try so hard to be good. I'm trying to be good right now, too, but I can't help myself. I know it's wrong to eavesdrop, but I feel like I'm frozen in place by the yelling, listening to the angry adult voices downstairs in the kitchen, raise in pitch. I begin to pick at the fraying hem of my white nightdress, like I always do when I'm worried. I'm doing my best to be as quiet as a church mouse, and I stay oh so very still as I strain to hear their angry words. She's doing it again, John. We can't put our lives on hold every damn time she decides to act up. You need to get rid of her. My eyes grow wide, and I begin to shake. She can't do that. This is my home. It's the only home I've ever known. She can't get rid of me. He won't let her, will he? Jesus, Helen, you're overreacting. She's just a kid. I know she's hard to deal with sometimes, but she's not bad. She just needs, I don't know, help maybe? I smile sadly, just a little. I knew he'd defend me. He'd never just abandon me. But I can feel the sting of her words and the fear gnawing deep in my gut. Are you kidding me? Oh, John, I need peace in my own damned house, and I can't have it with that horrible brat lurking around. I gasp, choking on the bite in her words. She's always so mad at me. I don't know why she hates me so much, but she has despised me ever since she moved in with us. At least he tolerates me. She loathes me. Maybe I don't deserve to be loved. I need you to think about someone other than yourself for once, John. Either she goes or I do. Pick one, or I'm packing a bag and going to my mother's now. I stifle a sob, barely. Please don't say you'll send me away. Please don't say you'll send me away. You've always defended me. You're all I have in this world. Please don't say you'll send me away. I can hear him sigh deeply before he carefully picks his words. I hold my breath. Okay, Helen. You win. I'll call someone first thing in the morning. She'll be gone tomorrow. Panic consumes me like a bolt of lightning, and I can't control it. I begin sobbing with all my might. I hear chairs screech as they're pushed out, and the sound of running as my betrayers charge from the kitchen to the stairwell. They hadn't known I was listening. They want to send me away. I begin to wail in fear and all-consuming anger. And as I do, the sound of family pictures and knickknacks and glass crashing to the floor fills my ears. As the lights above us begin to sputter wildly. As they reach the stairs, Helen sees me and begins screaming almost as loudly as I am. She looks as though she'll pass out from fear. John, too, turns deathly pale. He's never seen me lose control like this before. I float down the staircase towards them, the hem of my bloody nightgown trailing in the air of my wake. I whisper one sentence, one simple phrase, and as it reverberates through the room, an unearthly chill overcomes them. I didn't want it to come to this. Not again. The power flickers feebly one last time and dies. You can't send me away. Story 2 from JazzminForrestall. The Antarctic Siren. It wasn't far off the coast of Antarctica when I saw her, the horrific creature who would destroy my life. Her pale figure drew the eyes so well, perfectly contrasting with the slate-gray waves. Her bare feet danced across the jagged rocks that broke the surface, like decayed teeth, ready to devour our pathetic ship. Her ebony hair looked as if it were wet, yet floated around her as if it had a mind of its own. It was at least 6 feet long. It twisted and swirled to follow her movements as she gracefully made her way across the razor-sharp stones. Her crimson gown flowed about her lovely form like water, the undulating cloth having a hypnotic effect on my crew and me. As we drew closer, we heard her song. Each note that flew from her perfect blood-red lips rang out in the frigid air, as loud and clear as a bell. She sang in an ancient, unknowable language that seemed to melt my mind like butter. All I wanted to do was move closer to the source of that impossibly beautiful song. I ordered my crew to change course, but they'd already done so. Our ship now sped towards the deadly shore, towards the ethereal goddess who danced across its treacherous surface. A deep groan of wood on stone shattered the spell like glass. I heard the blood-curdling shrieks of my men as they realized what had made the noise. The hull of our ship had been sliced to ribbons upon the razor-sharp stones. I heard the rush of the salty sea water that invaded our vessel. I looked up to see the woman. Her song had ended, and she no longer danced. She now walked slowly and deliberately towards our craft. She jumped over the rail as graceful as a cat. Our eyes met as she stood upon the deck. I couldn't look away. Her eyes were the most vibrant shade of deep purple I had ever seen. Her irises were a shifting kaleidoscope of purple and gold. I felt as if I were drowning in their indigo depths. She held my gaze as her sisters ripped the flesh from the bones of my men. The cacophony of screams and tearing flesh became a dull white noise as her perfume washed over me. She smelled of cool, fresh air, of the sea breeze and the chill of winter. But the most striking of all was the smell of my lover, Amelia. Amelia's lilac perfume seemed to seep from the pores of this woman, combining with the salty air to create an intoxicating aroma that brought me to my knees. The siren had me in her spell, and I was doomed. She brought her face down to my level, stroking my cheek with fingers colder than ice. She gently kissed my forehead and whispered 4 words into my ear. In these words, she made her nefarious plans known. I jumped to my feet and ran, flinging myself from the side of the ship. I swam to shore, shivering from the cold. None of the sirens pursued me, and I knew why. Her words were, "Go, tell your tale." I sit here now writing this on a piece of paper she left for me. I can feel her eyes on the back of my neck. She will kill me once I'm done. So quoth this raven.